Well, dude, it's the main event of SummerSlam 2005, brother. And look at me, I'm on the front poster because I only make the big events, brother. Anyway, because my Hogan impression is shit, I'm going to take off these sunglasses and I'm just going to say, welcome back to our SummerSlam review series. We're now at SummerSlam 2005, and I know we're wearing the same clothes, but we just do these one after the other because we pre-record these. So,
and what I'll say is hello from the British Fist.
Hey,
me,
Mr. Parkin, and MJ correcting my cue that I missed there. Say hello, MJ.
What's up?
Or however you want to say it, as you usually do. What's up? Make sure you guys subscribe on above, of course, like this video, and comment your thoughts on SummerSlam 2005 or Hulkamania Runs Wild below, brother.
And make sure you contact us in the link in the description box below.
Yes. Oh, God. SummerSlam 2005, MJ. We had Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels as our main event. A big attraction match, which maybe could have been at WrestleMania, but I'm glad we got it at SummerSlam.
Because SummerSlam is the exciting event. They do want to get the crowd going because it's like almost middle of the year. So yeah.
Right, and what better way to start off than Lillian Garcia singing the American National Anthem?
Beautiful singer. It was beautiful of her.
Beautiful singer and a beautiful woman, Lillian Garcia, in my opinion. And another great thing about this event, the pre-event promo really got us in the mood for this. When I saw this promo, I was just like, wow, I really want to watch this pay-per-view now because it was fantastic how they put that together. I think it's one thing WWE does very well, in my opinion, these pre-match promos, pre-event promos. I loved it.
It definitely got us warmed up ready for the big pay-per-view it has ahead of it.
Yep. The only trouble about this pay-per-view is it had a 30-second opener between Chris Benoit and Orlando Jordan. Chris Benoit beats him in 30 seconds. Why have a 30-second opener when the whole point of your opener is to get the crowd going with a fast-paced match? I don't understand why they did this, especially after such a great fucking pre-event promo.
What I'll say is, yes, Chris Benoit is the better wrestler of the two, but again, you need to get the crowd alive and going and cheering for more.
And it was for the US Championship. How bad does that make that title look when someone like Benoit can beat Orlando Jordan? I know he wasn't great, but he could still put on a good match with Benoit in 30 seconds. It just made no point, and it really made a bad start to the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Even though, if we look past that, the next match was a lot more crowd-warming and a lot more entertaining.
Yes, because this was based on real-life storyline, wasn't it? We had Edge versus Matt Hardy, and like I said, it developed when Adam Copeland, who we know as Edge, had an affair, dated Lita after Matt Hardy got injured, and WWE developed this into a real storyline because Matt Hardy got released, and they brought him back, and actually brought him back into this storyline, and I love the way how this storyline was done, just because it was so personal, and it just made the matches so good.
And we have Edge, who is heel and wanting to keep his Lita close to him, and not let Lita get any close to Matt Hardy. It was just an awesome match.
It was. For the time it only got 4.5 minutes, but it was still, you could see the storytelling was good because you could tell these were all mortal enemies just by the way they were acting, and the fact that the match was won by knockout shows you so much about this match. It went on for 5 minutes. Matt Hardy loses the match when he gets knocked out after he hits his head on the ring apron or something, or the ring post, and Edge just beats him down. Because
Matt Hardy's saying was true in this match. Matt Hardy will never die. He definitely put his body and his heart on the line for this match.
Yeah. And like before, this match, because this rivalry was so good, had a great pre-match promo. It really got me in the mood. Although this match went on not as long as I wanted to, I think it ended correctly with Edge beating on Matt Hardy after he got knocked out. I liked the way this match was done, even though I didn't like the length of the time it went on to. But I do think it was a decent match. Really liked it.
Yeah, I think the match could have gone on longer because it could have told a bit more of a stronger story on Matt Hardy's behalf. But again, it was a good match following on the boring 30-second first match.
Yeah, and Edge wins via knockout, like I said, and it really carries on his heel persona with Lita. And I really wasn't me, it was Lita fucking hot.
She always
fucking
is.
Hot with those new breast implants she had. God damn. Anyway, let's get on to this next match. Because this is another match I enjoy. I always enjoy ladder matches. We have Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero in a ladder match for the custody of Dominic, Rey Mysterio, or Eddie Guerrero's son at the time. One thing I will say is, the last two SummerSlams we've seen Eddie Guerrero in, he's been in great matches. He just goes to show how much of a viable asset he was to WWE at the time. Of course.
Well, WWE knew they had a good wrestler, which was Eddie Guerrero, and they could have done wonders with him, making him bigger, better in every year as the years go on.
Yeah, it's just a shame, again, we say this in most of our SummerSlam, just a shame a guy like Eddie Guerrero died, because it really was a viable asset to WWE, in my opinion. Again, this match was a good rivalry going into it. A bit unsure about the storyline, but again, a great pre-match promo. It just, again, really got me in the mood. And it just, WWE throughout the night gave us these promos, and they were really good. It just got me in the mood for these matches so much.
The match itself, I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. The match was really entertaining.
Yes.
The stipulation, again, like I said in the last SummerSlam, the
silly gimmicks.
That I kind of think it sucks. This is one of them, I think.
As a ladder match, it was very good. There was a lot of good spots in this match. No surprise in there. You've got Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. Again, 2 guys have great chemistry in the ring. Some of the spots were botched, but the great thing about this, it made the match seem a lot more brutal than what it actually was. And the match went on for 20 minutes, which is great time for this match.
And to help it make brutal, Rey Mysterio is such a light guy, so Eddie Guerrero can do fantastic moves to poor little Rey.
And when Eddie Guerrero is the heel, that really does help him look dominant, doesn't it?
It does, very much so. Yes.
Vicky Guerrero missed her spot. Remember, Eddie Guerrero was just like, "Where's Vicky? Where the fuck is Vicky?" I think they edited it out. They edited it out of the DVD, but I know that definitely happened. But Vicky Guerrero missed her spot. She came in and did it later. My question is, could not this match not have been higher on the card? I really think it could have, because it was a great match and it got loads of time. And this is a match I expect before a main event or something.
With the importance of this match, not just to Eddie, not just to Rey, but to the overall event, it should have been higher up in the card. Because have the matches that are just there for the entertainment purposes first, leading on to the important ones.
Yeah, and Rey Mysterio wins the match, of course, as we know he would, to get custody of his son Dominic. I'm not really too bothered about the storyline when I realised the match was so good, but it just could have been for me higher on the card. Two, great match in my opinion. I really enjoyed this match.
And talk about great matches. Another wrestler that can put on a great fight. He can put on a great fight is Kurt Angle.
Yeah,
Kurt Angle is a great wrestler, but his opponent.
You fucking Gene. For the second SummerSlam in a row. I'm sorry. Why are you having Eugene go up against a main event guy like Kurt Angle? For his fucking gold medals. I really don't understand it. I'm so glad Kurt Angle beat him in under 5 minutes. Because the Triple H match last year went on for too long. And at least he actually beat him in decent time. But like he should have done.
Again, with this particular one, I understood the Triple H one. But this one against Kurt Angle, I don't really see how Eugene and Angle could happen in a match.
I don't know. Why was Eugene in a match with Angle? Couldn't you not have used him better on this card? I don't know. I think we should just move on from that. Because I fucking hated that match. I hated any match with Eugene in it, to be honest.
Yeah, weren't good at all, no.
Yep. The next match, though, was a good match. This was a match that happened at WrestleMania 21. We had Randy Orton against The Undertaker. And this was the development of Orton as Legend Killer. When they made this Legend Killer gimmick, he went against Hogan in 2006. As we'll review on the next video, and this he was defeating other legends like Undertaker, and he won this match. And I'm so glad he did, because it was developing a younger guy at the expense of Undertaker who wouldn't look weak from this match, and it was just great they're developing this Legend Killer gimmick, which I thought was very good for Randy Orton.
And this match was
especially as a heel.
That is very true, and I'm saying now Undertaker and Randy Orton both get better opponents in this match against each other.
Yeah,
and I'm saying that Undertaker and Orton put on a great fight.
Yes.
You can see how both they wanted to entertain the fans, make this match a good one for both of them.
I don't think it was as good as their WrestleMania 21 match. I think that's probably Randy Orton's best WrestleMania match in my opinion. But I still think it was a good match. It's very hard for them to get above their level of WrestleMania 2021.
Yes.
This match lasted 17 minutes. Good time. This match got plenty of time to storytell. And in the end, you had Bob Orton interfering, dressed as an old man, allowing Orton to get the win. So you had his dad helping Orton to win. Great little bit of booking there by WWE, in my opinion.
It's definitely a heel-like thing to do, and you can see the shock on Undertaker's face. And I think this led on to them continuing having matches against each other because of Bob Orton.
Because remember, it was an old man, and he ripped his face off like that, and all of a sudden it's Bob Orton, and everyone's just like, oh my god.
No one's expecting it, so I think it was good.
It was definitely a good match, in my opinion. Next we have, I know you're going to freak at this, John Cena, not in the main event, against Chris Jericho for the WWE Championship.
Yes.
And this feud wasn't very long, was it? It was just randomly done by Bischoff trying to play the Mr. McMahon character and saying, oh, Jericho's going to face you. And it just, for a SummerSlam feud, I don't think it was built up very well, in my opinion. And we kind of knew who was going to win because of that, because Cena's not going to lose to a guy who he's only just got into a feud with, is he? Especially at the time when he was the monster face.
Yeah, again, now we're going to get to the area. Yes, he won loads of matches when he was in the mid cards.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's in the main event. He's expected to win more matches. So this comes into the era when my hate for John Cena just grew.
So a definite plus there for the British Fist. The day when you started hating Cena.
Well, it started during the mid cards, but it came more for this.
Okay.
In main events.
One thing I will say though is Jericho, in my opinion, did very well in this match. He did most of the work. He did a great job putting Cena over. We know Cena can't really wrestle brilliantly like Jericho, but they both put on a good match, which was good because Jericho controlled it as the heel. And it was a good match in my opinion, despite the fact that I didn't think it was a great main event. I don't think it was a great WWE Championship match, just because of the feud and how sort of short it was. That's just how I feel about it.
I look at it and think that Jericho deserves a lot more because obviously he is a talented wrestler.
Definitely,
and he's going against John Cena, who I guess he's getting involved in the main events now, so he's got to look like a decent...
He was getting this monster push from Vince McMahon at the time to get this major baby face.
Still hasn't stopped now.
Of course, yes.
A few years later, but yeah, we're past that.
Decent match in my opinion, just not the best match that I wanted as a WWE Championship match. 15 minutes it got, so they got plenty of time. Jericho did most of the work, like I said. Decent match. Should we move on?
It was in a good spot in the card because it led on to the next other important match.
Yes. The next match we had was for the World Heavyweight Championship match, and it was between Batista and JBL. And if you watched that last SummerSlam review, you'll find out that I didn't like JBL that much. I didn't like him at all.
He was a great heel, and I'm thinking everyone hated him, especially this next man, Batista.
And me, of course. This was a no-holds-barred match. This was a no-holds-barred match for the World Heavyweight Championship match. For a no-holds-barred match, it didn't get enough time, I didn't think. It was an average match that just didn't get enough time, and because they started off in the crowd and they were using weapons and stuff, which I thought was good, I just didn't like. It just didn't get enough time for a World Heavyweight Championship match, in my opinion.
No, I think the weapon usage was good, but you don't really expect it from two biggish guys like this. You expect them to use their strength in that, especially a guy from Batista. But the ending of this match, I thought, was different, and it definitely shows a good way to finish the match.
Yeah, Batista wins with the Batista bomb on the steel steps to JBL. And that was a good way of finishing it. I really liked that finish.
Finished it.
It just didn't get enough time, which is what I think really lets this main event down. And because I never liked JBL that much as a wrestler, I didn't really like his matches, and I thought they were pretty boring, especially his main event matches. But that's just my opinion.
Again, I think his heelness, when he's against wrestlers, you know that it's going to be an okay-ish match because it's the other opponent letting their frustration out on JBL, who can really get under people's skin.
So in my opinion, not a very good match before you have a main event such as Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels. 9 minutes, World Heavyweight Championship match. I expected a little bit more from this. But I think now we should go into this main event because I think we'll spend the majority of our time talking about this main event.
Do it.
It was Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels. Now this was the match everyone wanted to see because a lot of people thought this match might be at WrestleMania, but instead they did it at SummerSlam. Thank God they made this the main event and they didn't make the title match the main event, because if they made the title match the main event, how the fuck would it have followed on from this? The crowd reaction to Hogan was second to fucking none.
Yeah, they really, really wanted this match because the build-up to this wasn't like the hugest one, but it had a lot of meaning to it.
It did, yes.
It did, which made this match really worth watching.
In my opinion, this match had WrestleMania written all over it, in my opinion. I love the fact in this match that Hogan got such a pop from the crowd. I think Michaels didn't want a job to Hogan, and when he did that, he oversold everything, whether it was a punch, a clothesline, a body slam, which was just so fucking funny. And it really added to the drama of this match, in my opinion, just because Shawn Michaels was just overselling everything. I just fucking couldn't. I just found that hilarious.
I think when we looked at Hogan, he wants to be the one who outdoes all the other wrestlers. And the fact that the WWE won't allow him to outdo Hogan, like, they've done it in the load of wrestlers.
Yeah, I know, back in the golden era.
Hogan's always been the #1 wrestler, and I think Shawn Michaels felt that he was the one, which he pretty much was. So I think when he oversold this, he had all the right to do that.
And of course, at the time, Hogan was still a draw in WWE. When he came back, the fans loved him, especially at WrestleMania 18 when he got such a cheer against The Rock. And you know, it's those kind of reactions that made him such a big main event guy. And I'm just glad they put this as the main event. There was a lot of meaning into this match, which I don't think the title match has lived up to, in my opinion. So I'm glad they made this the main event. And of course, we all know who wins because Hogan always wins. He defeats Shawn Michaels in 21.5 minutes, and you know, I really enjoyed this match. I know it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best match, but it's just you could tell these guys are two crowd workers, and you know they did a great job at it, in my opinion. I love Shawn Michaels as a heel. I really do. I think he does great heel work.
And I think with these two great main eventers, because Hogan is someone that everyone grows up watching.
Yeah, he pretty much pioneered pro wrestling.
Yes, I think with that, and then you have Shawn Michaels, who came to be everyone's favourite. Everyone loves Shawn
Mr. WrestleMania, of course.
That is true. Yep. So to have them two facing each other, it's just going to have a great match written all over it.
Yeah. Hogan wins the match with his signature leg drop. In modern day, do we really think that's a good enough move to win a match? Even though it's very over with the crowd, I don't think in the modern day that's a good enough move to win the match. But he was just brilliant. He was just brilliant with the crowd, even in his old age, which is why I think winning this match was a good thing for him. And Michaels, after the match, says, "I needed to know, and I found out." Because remember at the time, you know, there was this huge rivalry between the two. And Shawn Michaels was slapping him before and there was all involved in the pre-match, and he found out that Hogan had it because he wanted to know if he still did, and he wanted to get the best out of him, and he did, in my opinion.
I think the match definitely told a good story,
yes.
And it definitely left it open to say that was a great match. We put our all into this match, and the outcome. The crowd loved it.
Yeah, but Shawn Michaels overselling everything was so fucking funny.
That added entertainment for the match.
Yeah, and remember that promo that Shawn Michaels did as well on Hulk Hogan, where he's in the interview and he's imitating him saying, "I'm 62 years old, brother. I only showed at the big events, brother." Did you ever see that? Because that was so fucking funny.
That is definitely worth watching.
Definitely.
If
you find it go find it on YouTube somewhere, because it is fucking hilarious. Overall thoughts, NJ, on this pay-per-view? I was rather impressed with it.
It has been an improvement from last year's.
Yes.
Summerslam.
Big improvement from last year.
So I'm going to say the matches, again, the first match I could just look past, because the matches after that just kept getting better and better and better, which led to the main event. The Angle UG match was just a sucker, but at least it was short. You had John Cena in his title defense. You had Hogan and Shawn Michaels, which is the draw of SummerSlam. The reason why people came to watch SummerSlam, the reason people ordered it, and the reason why people got it on DVD.
And the reason why they're on the front fucking cover, like Rock and Hogan were at 18. Yeah, I totally agree with that. That was the major draw. 3 very good matches in this pay-per-view. Ray versus Eddie was a great match. Randy Orton versus Undertaker was a great match, and the main event was a great match. The 2 title matches kind of disappointed me a little bit. This prevents me from really giving it a very good grade. So in order, I think for me, this as a pay-per-view as a whole was still good. I was still very entertained by it. I was just a little bit disappointed by the title matches, and especially getting a 30-second opener. For me, it gets a B. I really think this is a solid B show. It could have done better if the main event matches were better. I would have given it maybe an A.
Well, what I'm going to say is because of the main event, because of the draw and the being of it, it may, for me, get a B+.
Ooh. B+ time.
I was quite interested in this.
I was too, which is why I gave it a B. I guess that's just our opinions, isn't it? Really? So we had very positive reviews on this one. We want to hear your thoughts, though. Make sure you put your thoughts on SummerSlam 2005. What did you think of Hulkamania returning? Make sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Any other thoughts you have too. NJ, any words to say before we move on to our next SummerSlam?
Now, all I'll say is, now it's more of a positive SummerSlam. Please leave your positive thoughts in the comment section below.
Of course.
And enjoy our next SummerSlam.
Which is SummerSlam 2006. Boy, we have been the British Fist, NJ.
Stick
there where the money is at, just like this main event between Hogan and Michaels. We will see you again for SummerSlam 2006 soon. Thank you very much for watching. Get your comments in, like this video, and subscribe up above, of course. And a very good goodbye from us, the British Fist.